Hi, 7th grade. So this is my third of 3 videos this week. In this video, it's going to show you how to complete the seed versus seedless plants worksheet. So I'm actually going to be switching to a view on my iPad just because I think some people are having a hard time like putting pictures into stuff or maybe just editing the document directly on there. So I decided that I'm going to show you guys how to do that just in case you don't. And I'm also going to do some examples. Just know the first example I'm going to do I'm going to do it with you guys, and then my next 3, so that way I have an example for each. It's going to kind of speed through it, and then at the end we'll switch views back to here with the full document in view and kind of discuss it a bit more. Alright, so I'll see you guys after that iPad view. Alright, here is the iPad recording. So I'm doing a voiceover because I kind of messed up and it didn't record when I was screen capturing it. So this is what it should look like on Google Classroom. So you're going to go ahead and click on the link there and it'll take you to the assignment. Now on the assignment there is a little box with an arrow in the top corner. I want you to click on that so that way it takes you to the actual Google Doc where you can edit it. So here's your Google Doc. On here you can edit on it directly because I know some of us have been doing the PDF, which is okay, but this is the preferred method to do it. So I'm going to flip my screen here to the side. So here is your assignment. You need to fill in these boxes. So it's going to ask you to put a picture with a name, if it is a seedless or seeded plant, if it's a vascular, non-vascular, gymnosperm or angiosperm, and the method of seed dispersion. Along with this as well, you need to include your sources. So for my first example, and I'm going to do 4 of them, I am going to do a sunflower as my first example. So now I'm going to go to Google and I am going to look up sunflowers and find a picture of them. So once you find an image of a flower or a plant that you like, go into Google and long press it, so hold your finger down on the picture, and eventually it will come up with this tab that says Save Image, and it'll save it right to your photos. So then on the dock, you're going to press that little plus button up at the top, and insert a picture from your camera. It'll take a second to load, but then you are going to choose the picture and it will pop up on there. If the picture is too big to fit in there, that's no problem. So your next one, you need to decide or find out if it is a seedless or seeded plant. So sunflowers are seeded plants because they have the sunflower seeds that we eat. So I'm going to write down seeded. And then for your next part, depending on if it's a seeded or a seedless plant, you need to decide if it is a angiosperm or a gymnosperm, or if it's seedless, if it is a vascular or a non-vascular plant. So let's say you don't know that, so go back to Google, and whatever the name of your plant is, you can just type it in, like are sunflowers, angiosperms, or gymnosperms. And so I found my result there. It was the first tab. So just because it says on Google doesn't mean you can cite Google as your resource. You actually have to click into the website. So that's what I'm going to do. And since I needed to look up my answer, I am going to cite my source just by copying and pasting it into my document. So down at the bottom where it says sources, you are going to just, excuse me while I get on the right doc, down where it says sources, you are going to long press again, and then it will give you an option to paste the source, so do that. And now that I know that sunflowers are angiosperms, I'm going to put that down as my answer. And then for how it's dispersed, I'm going to go back to Google and look up sunflowers seed dispersal methods. So you can do that with any plant that you are doing. Again, it's going to come up with the first tab, which you'll see here when we get there. So we have our first tab here. It says the different seed dispersal methods of sunflowers. So I'm going to click into that tab and do the same thing that I did again, find my information, and then copy and paste that source into the Google Doc. Alright, so now that I have my dispersion methods, which I found are humans, animals, water, and wind. So after I type that down, I'm going to fast forward the video. I actually did the rest of the examples on my iPad so that you guys can get an idea of how to do it. So I will go ahead and fast forward that, and then I'll see you back at the face-to-face video. Alright, so there's the iPad view of the video. I'm sorry if it's a little bit wonky. I'm still getting used to doing stuff on my iPad too, but this is the completed worksheet that I did completely on the iPad. So remember, you need to make sure you have a picture. You need to have at least 2 seeded and 2 seedless plants. You need to have 1 angiosperm, 1 gymnosperm, 1 vascular seedless plant, and 1 non-vascular seedless plant, and then also include their spore or seed dispersion method, and also include the sources, which I forgot to copy over, but I will include them when you see this worksheet. So if you have questions, please let me know, and I'll see you guys during our hangouts. Alright, see you then, guys. Bye.